She thought it was just another disappointing blind date, until he led her to a private jet and shattered everything she thought she knew about trust. Amara Lewis never imagined that one evening with a man in a simple grey sweater would thrust her into a world of hidden fortunes, jealous ex-fiancés, and a powerful family determined to tear them apart. Ethan Whitmore had spent his entire life being loved for his money, never his heart, until he met a woman who didn't even know his last name. But when his past crashes into their present with calculated cruelty, and his father declares her unworthy of the Whitmore legacy, Amara faces an impossible choice: protect her heart, or risk everything for a love that might destroy her. What happens when the man who hid his billions asks you to trust him with your forever? Subscribe and comment below if you've ever had to choose between playing it safe and taking the greatest risk of your life. Because this story is about to take off in ways you won't see coming. Amara stared at her reflection in the bathroom mirror. Her hands gripped the edge of the sink. She took a breath, then another. "You can do this," she whispered. Her cousin Marissa's voice echoed from the living room. "Girl, stop hiding in there. He's probably nice." Amara rolled her eyes. Nice? That's what Marissa always said. The last 3 blind dates had been disasters. One guy talked about his ex-girlfriend the entire time. Another spent 20 minutes explaining cryptocurrency. The third one didn't even show up. She smoothed down her navy dress. It was simple, elegant, nothing too fancy. This was just dinner at some cafe, after all. She'd be home by 9, curled up with a book and a glass of wine. "I'm coming," Amara called back. She grabbed her purse and stepped into the living room. Marissa sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone. She looked up and grinned. "You look beautiful." I look nervous. "Same thing." Marissa stood and adjusted Amara's collar. "Listen, this guy is different. My friend works with him. She says he's sweet, genuine, and he specifically asked for someone real." Amara raised an eyebrow. "Someone real? You know what I mean. Not fake, not playing games." "That's what they all say." Amara checked her phone. 6:15. She had to leave now to make it on time. "I'm going, but if this is another nightmare, I'm done with blind dates forever." Marissa laughed. "Deal." The cafe sat on a quiet corner in the heart of the city. String lights hung across the outdoor patio. People chatted at small tables. The smell of coffee and fresh bread filled the air. Amara arrived exactly at 6:30. She scanned the patio. Her heart thumped in her chest. Then she saw him. He sat at a corner table, hands folded in front of him. He wore a simple grey sweater and jeans. His light brown hair was slightly messy, like he'd run his fingers through it too many times. When he looked up and their eyes met, he smiled. It was a nervous smile, shy almost. Amara walked over. "Ethan?" He stood quickly, nearly knocking over his water glass. "Yes. Hi. You must be Amara." She nodded. "Please, sit." He pulled out her chair. Amara sat down, studying him. He didn't look like the other guys. No expensive watch, no designer shoes, just normal. That was refreshing. "Thanks for coming," Ethan said. "I know blind dates can be awkward." "That's an understatement," he laughed. It was a genuine laugh, not forced. "Yeah, I've had my share of bad ones too." A waitress came by. They ordered coffee and pastries. Simple. Easy. "So," Amara said, wrapping her hands around her warm mug. "What do you do?" Ethan hesitated, just for a second. "I work in business. Consulting mostly. It's boring stuff. What about you?" "I'm a graphic designer, freelance. I work from home most days." "That sounds creative. Do you like it?" Amara smiled. "I love it. It's not always easy, but I get to make my own schedule, be my own boss." "That's brave," Ethan said. "A lot of people are too scared to work for themselves." "Are you scared of things?" Amara asked. She didn't know why she asked that. It just came out. Ethan looked at her. Really looked at her. His blue eyes were serious. "Yeah, I'm scared of a lot of things." Something in his voice made her chest tighten. He wasn't lying. He wasn't trying to impress her. He was just honest. They talked for an hour, about books, movies, childhood memories. Ethan told a story about accidentally setting his high school science project on fire. Amara laughed so hard, she almost spilled her coffee. "I can't believe you still graduated," she said. "Barely." He grinned. "My teacher felt bad for me." The conversation flowed easily. No awkward silences, no forced small talk. Amara found herself relaxing. Maybe Marissa was right. Maybe this guy really was different. As the sun began to set, Ethan leaned forward. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure." "Do you trust me?" Amara blinked. "What?" I know that's a weird question, but do you trust me? Even just a little? She studied his face. He looked nervous again, vulnerable. I don't know you yet. Fair, he nodded. But what if I asked you to take a chance? Just a small one, would you? Amara's heart started racing. What kind of chance? An adventure. A small one. It'll only take a couple of hours. An adventure? Yeah, he smiled. Something spontaneous. Something you'll remember. Every logical part of Amara's brain screamed no. She'd just met this man. She didn't know him. This could be a trap, a game, another disappointment. But something in his eyes made her pause. He wasn't playing. He was asking. Really asking. Okay, she heard herself say. One small adventure. They walked down the street together. Amara kept glancing at Ethan, trying to figure out what he had planned. He seemed excited, but also nervous. He kept checking his phone. Where are we going? She asked. You'll see. They turned a corner, then another. The buildings started to change. Fewer shops, more industrial spaces. Then Amara saw a sign. City Regional Airport. She stopped walking. Wait, why are we at the airport? Ethan turned to her. Trust me, just a little further. Ethan, please. Against her better judgment, she followed. They walked through a side gate, past a security checkpoint. Ethan showed some kind of badge. The guard waved them through. Amara's stomach twisted. Something was wrong. This wasn't normal. They stepped onto the tarmac, and that's when she saw it. A private jet. Sleek, white, beautiful. A flight attendant stood by the stairs, smiling. Amara froze. Her mind went blank. Then it exploded with questions. What? She couldn't finish the sentence. Ethan stood beside her, waiting, watching her reaction. Is that? Amara pointed at the jet. Is that yours? Yes. One word. Just one word. But it changed everything. Amara spun to face him. You own a private jet? Yes. You said you work in consulting. I do, sort of. My family owns a company. I help manage it. Your family. Amara's voice rose. What kind of family owns a private jet? Ethan ran a hand through his hair. A wealthy one. Wealthy. She laughed, but there was no humor in it. You lied to me. I didn't lie. You hid this. She gestured wildly at the jet. You sat there in that cafe, dressed like a regular guy, and you didn't think to mention that you're rich? I wanted you to see me first, Ethan said. His voice was calm but strained. Not my money, not my family name, just me. That's not fair. What's not fair? You get to decide what I see. You get to control the story. I don't get a choice. Amara's hands shook. She hated how her voice cracked. Do you know how many times I've been lied to? How many guys pretend to be something they're not? I'm not pretending. Then what is this? She pointed at the jet again. What are you trying to prove? Ethan stepped closer. Not too close, just enough that she could see his face clearly. I'm trying to show you that I'm more than my bank account. I wanted you to like me before you knew about any of this. That's not your decision to make. You're right, he nodded. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I should have told you sooner, but I've been burned before. I've watched people change the second they find out who I am. I just wanted one evening where someone saw me as Ethan, not as a Whitmore. Amara's breath caught. Whitmore? Yeah. The name hit her like a punch. Whitmore. As in Whitmore Industries. One of the biggest companies in the region. She'd seen their buildings downtown, their logo on billboards. Oh my God, she whispered. The flight attendant cleared her throat politely. Mr. Whitmore, we're ready for departure whenever you are. Ethan looked at Amara. Will you come with me? Just for a short flight. I'll bring you home tonight, I promise. Every instinct told her to run, to call Marissa, to go home and forget this ever happened. But a small voice whispered, what if he's telling the truth? What if he really does just want to be seen? One flight, Amara said, and then you take me home. Deal. The inside of the jet was like stepping into another world. Cream leather seats, polished wood tables, soft lighting. It smelled like expensive cologne and new leather. Amara sat down slowly. She felt like an imposter, like someone would come in and tell her she didn't belong here. Ethan sat across from her. He buckled his seatbelt. You okay? I don't know. The flight attendant brought them water. Then she disappeared into the cockpit. The engines hummed to life. Amara gripped the armrest. Where are we going? A small airstrip about an hour away. There's a nice restaurant nearby. I thought we could have dinner, then I'll fly you back. An hour in the air. Yeah, this is insane. Ethan smiled. Maybe. But sometimes the best things are a little insane. The jet began to move. Amara's stomach flipped. She'd flown before, but never like this. Never in a private jet. Never with a man she'd met 2 hours ago. They lifted off the ground. The city lights spread out below them like scattered diamonds. Amara pressed her face to the window. It was beautiful, terrifying, exhilarating. Then the jet hit turbulence. Amara gasped. Her hands gripped the armrest so hard her knuckles turned white. "Hey," Ethan's voice was gentle. "It's okay. Just a little bump. I don't like turbulence. Look at me." She turned. His eyes were steady, calm. "Breathe," he said. "In through your nose, out through your mouth." She did. Once. Twice. The turbulence passed. Ethan smiled. "See? You're okay. You're weirdly calm. I've flown a lot. You get used to it." Amara shook her head. "I can't believe this is happening. Do you regret coming?" She thought about it. Really thought about it. "No, not yet." He laughed. "I'll take that." They talked as the jet soared through the night sky. Ethan told her about growing up in a big house with a father who expected perfection, how he'd tried to live a normal life but always felt the weight of his family name. "I just wanted to be regular," he said, "but I never got to be." Amara listened. She saw the pain in his eyes, the loneliness. It wasn't what she expected. Rich people were supposed to be happy, right? They had everything, but Ethan didn't seem happy. He seemed lost. "What about you?" he asked. "What's your story?" Amara hesitated. "My story isn't interesting." "I doubt that. I grew up in a small apartment with my mom and Marissa's family. We didn't have much, but we had each other. I worked hard, got scholarships, made something of myself." She paused. "I learned not to trust people who pretend to be something they're not." Ethan nodded. "That's fair. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. You should have told me." "I know." They sat in silence for a moment. Then Amara said, "Why me? Why did you want to meet me?" "Marissa's friend showed me your picture, but it wasn't just that. She told me you were kind, independent, real. I wanted to meet someone who didn't care about my money. But I do care," Amara said. "Not because I want it, but because it changes things. It makes me wonder what you want from me. I just want to know you. Why should I believe that?" Ethan leaned forward. "Because I'm asking you to. I'm asking you to take a chance on me, just like I'm taking a chance on you." The jet began its descent. The restaurant was small and tucked away. Only a few tables. Candles flickered on each one. A guitarist played softly in the corner. They ate slowly. Pasta, fresh bread, wine. Ethan asked her about her design work. She told him about her favorite projects. The time she designed a logo for a local charity. How proud she'd felt when she saw it on a billboard. "That's amazing," Ethan said. "You created something that matters. It's just a logo." "No, it's more than that. You gave something to the world." Amara felt her walls crack, just a little. He wasn't like the others. He listened, really listened, but doubt still gnawed at her. He'd hidden so much. What else was he hiding? As they finished dessert, Ethan reached across the table. "Thank you for tonight." "For what?" "For giving me a chance. I know it wasn't easy." Amara looked down at her plate. "I don't know if I can do this." "Do what?" "This. Whatever this is. I don't know if I can trust you." Ethan pulled his hand back. "I understand. Do you?" "Yeah. Trust takes time. I'm willing to wait." They flew back in comfortable silence. Amara watched the stars through the window. Her mind raced. She wanted to see him again, but she was scared. Scared of getting hurt. Scared of being played. When they landed, Ethan walked her to a car. A driver waited. "He'll take you home," Ethan said. "Thank you." "Can I see you again?" Ethan asked. "No jets, no surprises, just dinner, something normal." Amara wanted to say no. She wanted to protect herself, but she didn't. "Maybe," she said. Ethan smiled. "I'll take maybe." The next morning, Amara lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Marissa had already called 3 times. She finally answered on the 4th. "Girl, where have you been?" Marissa's voice exploded through the phone. "Sorry, I was sleeping." "Sleeping? It's 10 in the morning. Tell me everything. How was the date?" Amara sat up. "It was complicated." "Complicated how?" "He took me on his private jet." Silence. Then, "I'm sorry, what?" "You heard me." "Amara, girl, are you serious?" "Yes," Marissa screamed. Then she laughed. Then she screamed again. "Why didn't you call me? Oh my God, a private jet. Who is this guy?" "His name is Ethan Whitmore." Another silence. "Whitmore?" Marissa's voice dropped. "As in Whitmore Industries?" "Yeah. Amara, that family is loaded. Like seriously loaded." "I know. And he didn't tell you?" Not until we got to the airport. Marissa groaned. Okay, that's shady. Rich men play games, Amara. You know that. I know. So what are you going to do? Amara thought about Ethan's eyes, the way he'd listened, the way he'd been nervous and vulnerable and real. I don't know, she said. Be careful, Marissa warned. I don't want to see you get hurt. I will. But even as she said it, Amara wasn't sure she meant it. That evening, her phone buzzed. Ethan, I know I said normal. How about a bookstore and coffee tomorrow? No jets, just us. Amara stared at the message. Her thumb hovered over the keyboard. She thought about saying no, about protecting her heart. Instead, she typed, okay, what time? Ethan, 6? Amara, see you then. She set her phone down. Her heart pounded. One more chance. That's all she was giving him. One more chance to prove he was real. The bookstore was old and cozy. Tall shelves packed with books lined every wall. The smell of paper and coffee filled the air. Soft jazz played from hidden speakers. Amara arrived 5 minutes early. She wore jeans and a simple white blouse. Nothing fancy, this was supposed to be normal. Ethan was already there, standing in the fiction section. He held a book in his hands. When he saw her, his face lit up. Hey, he said. Hey. He looked different, more relaxed. He wore a faded blue t-shirt and worn sneakers. His hair was still messy, but in a good way. I got here early and started browsing, he said, holding up the book. Have you read this one? Amara looked at the cover. No. Is it good? I don't know, but the first page hooked me. They wandered through the aisles together. Ethan pulled books off shelves and read the first lines out loud. Some were beautiful, some were terrible. They laughed at the bad ones. Listen to this, Ethan said, opening a romance novel. He cleared his throat dramatically. Her heaving bosom trembled with desire. Amara burst out laughing. Stop. He gazed into her emerald orbs, Ethan continued, grinning. Emerald orbs? Who writes like that? Someone who got paid, apparently. They moved to the coffee shop attached to the bookstore. They ordered lattes and sat by the window. The city buzzed outside. People walked past, lost in their own worlds. This is nice, Amara said. Normal. Is normal good? Normal is great. Ethan stirred his coffee. I'm glad you gave me another chance. I almost didn't. What changed your mind? Amara thought about it. Curiosity, maybe. Or stupidity. I haven't decided yet. He laughed. Fair enough. They talked about books, movies, favorite childhood memories. Ethan told her about the time he got lost in a museum and ended up hiding in a dinosaur exhibit for 2 hours. Are you hid in a museum? I was 7 and terrified. The T-Rex looked real. Did your parents find you? His smile faded. Eventually, my dad was furious. He said I embarrassed him in front of important people. You were 7. Yeah, but that didn't matter to him. Amara saw the hurt in his eyes. She reached across the table and touched his hand. I'm sorry. It's okay. It was a long time ago. But it wasn't okay. She could see that. They stayed at the coffee shop until it closed. Then they walked through the city. Street lamps glowed. The night air was cool and fresh. Tell me about your family, Ethan said. Amara smiled. My mom raised me and Marissa together. Her sister, Marissa's mom, passed away when Marissa was little, so my mom took her in. We grew up like sisters. Your mom sounds amazing. She is. She worked 2 jobs to keep us fed. She never complained, never gave up. Amara's voice softened. She taught me to be strong, to never depend on anyone. Is that why you're scared? Amara stopped walking. Scared of what? Of letting someone in. She looked at him. Really looked at him. Yeah, maybe. Ethan stepped closer. I get it. I'm scared too. Of what? Of being used. Of being loved for the wrong reasons. He paused. My ex-fiancée, she didn't love me. She loved what I could give her. When I figured that out, it broke something in me. Amara's heart ached. I'm sorry. Don't be. It taught me to be careful, to look for real. He took her hand. His touch was gentle, warm. You're real, he said quietly. Amara's breath caught. She wanted to believe him, but doubt whispered in the back of her mind. Ethan lifted her hand and kissed it softly. Thank you for tonight. You keep thanking me. Because I'm grateful. They stood there under the street lamp. The city hummed around them, and for a moment, everything felt possible. The next afternoon, Marissa called again. Okay, so, how was date number 2? Amara smiled. It was good. Just good. Really good. Details, girl, I need details. We went to a bookstore, had coffee, walked around the city. That's it? That's it. Marissa was quiet for a second. No fancy stuff? No private jet? Nope, just normal. What? Nothing. It's just, guys like him don't stay simple forever. They always show their true colors eventually. Amara's stomach tightened. What are you saying? I'm saying be careful. Rich men have different rules. They play different games. He's not playing games. How do you know? I can feel it. Marissa sighed. I hope you're right. I really do. But promise me, you'll be careful. I promise. After they hung up, Amara stared at her phone. Marissa's words echoed in her head. Guys like him don't stay simple forever. Was she being naive? Was she setting herself up for heartbreak? Her phone buzzed. Ethan, dinner tomorrow. I want to tell you something important. Amara's heart raced. Something important, that could mean anything. Amara. Okay, where? Ethan, I'll pick you up at 7. The restaurant was elegant but not showy. Soft music. Candlelight. Ethan wore a button-down shirt. He looked nervous. They ordered food, made small talk. But Amara could feel the tension. He wanted to say something, she could see it in his eyes. Finally, after the waiter brought their entrees, Ethan set down his fork. I need to tell you about Clara. Clara? My ex-fiancée. Amara's chest tightened. Okay. Ethan took a breath. We were together for 2 years. I thought she was the one. I proposed. She said yes. We started planning the wedding. He paused. His jaw clenched. Then, I overheard her talking to her friend. She was laughing about how much money she'd have access to once we were married, how she could finally quit her job and live the life she deserved. His voice cracked. She never loved me. She loved my bank account. Amara reached across the table. Ethan. I called off the wedding. She tried to deny it, tried to say I misunderstood, but I knew the truth. He looked up at her. That's why I hid who I was from you. I needed to know you'd want me, even if I had nothing. Tears pricked Amara's eyes. I'm so sorry that happened to you. It's not your fault. I know, but I'm still sorry. Ethan took her hand. I need you to know something. I'm not playing games. I'm not hiding anything else. This is me, all of me. And I want you to trust me. Amara's heart hammered. She wanted to trust him, but trust was terrifying. I'm trying, she whispered. That's all I ask. They finished dinner in comfortable silence. When the check came, Ethan reached for it immediately. I've got it, he said. We can split it. It's fine. I invited you. Ethan, I can pay for my half. I know you can, but I want to treat you. Amara pulled out her wallet. I don't need you to treat me. I have my own money. I didn't say you needed me to. I said I wanted to. Why? Because I care about you. So caring about someone means paying for everything? Ethan blinked. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? People at nearby tables glanced over. Amara lowered her voice. I'm not some charity case. I can take care of myself. I never said you couldn't. But you're acting like it. Ethan set down his credit card. You're twisting my words. I just wanted to do something nice. By making me feel small? That's not fair. Life's not fair, Ethan. They stared at each other. The air between them crackled. Finally, Amara threw 2 20s on the table. There, my half. She stood and walked out. Plotted narrative arc with emotional reconciliation and conflict. Good. I'm building the tension and conflict here. Now I need to continue with the grand gesture, their reconciliation, peak happiness, then Clara's return and the break. I'm at about 1,400 words so far in part 2. I need to get to around 4,000 words total. Let me continue with Ethan making amends with a grand gesture, their peak happiness moment. Clara reappearing. The misunderstanding and break. I need to maintain the emotional depth and pacing while keeping the language simple and accessible. Outside, Amara walked fast. Her heels clicked on the sidewalk. Anger burned in her chest. Why did men always do that? Act like paying for things made them generous. Amara, wait, she kept walking. Please. She stopped, turned around. Ethan stood a few feet away. His hands were in his pockets. He looked miserable. I'm sorry, he said. You're right. I wasn't thinking about how it would make you feel. I wanted to take care of you. But I see now that it felt controlling. Amara crossed her arms. I've spent my whole life proving I don't need anyone. I'm not going to stop now. I don't want you to stop. I love that about you. He stepped closer. But can't I care about you and respect your independence at the same time? Her anger wavered. I don't know. Let me try, please. She looked at his face. He meant it. She could see that. Okay, she said quietly. But don't do that again. I won't, I promise. They stood there for a moment. Then Ethan smiled. Want to get ice cream? Ice cream? Yeah, we can split the cost. Amara laughed despite herself. You're ridiculous. I know. 2 days later, Amara got a text. Ethan, can you meet me tonight at 8? I have something to show you. Amara, no jets? Ethan, no jets, I promise. Amara, okay, where? Ethan, I'll send you the address. The address led her to a building downtown. She took the elevator to the rooftop. When the doors opened, she gasped. The rooftop was transformed. String lights hung everywhere. A small table sat in the center with candles and flowers, and in the corner, a 3-piece band played soft music. Ethan stood by the table, smiling nervously. What is this? Amara asked. An apology and a promise. Ethan, let me finish. He walked over to her. I messed up. I made you feel small when I should have made you feel valued. So I wanted to do something special, something that shows I hear you, I see you. He gestured to the table. I didn't just pay for this. I set it up myself. Well, mostly. I had help with the band. But I wanted you to know I'm willing to work for this. For us. Tears filled Amara's eyes. You did all this? Yeah. Is it too much? It's perfect. They ate dinner under the stars. The band played her favorite songs. Amara didn't know how Ethan knew them, but he did. Marissa helped, he admitted. I asked her what music you love. You talked to Marissa. I wanted to get it right. Amara's walls crumbled. This man, this beautiful, thoughtful man. He was trying so hard. After dinner, they danced. Ethan wasn't a great dancer. He stepped on her toes twice, but she didn't care. Thank you, she whispered. For stepping on your feet? She laughed. For this, all of this. He pulled her closer. You're worth it. Then he kissed her. It was soft, gentle, perfect. When they pulled apart, Amara rested her forehead against his. This feels real. It is real. I'm scared. Me too. But I want to try. Ethan smiled. Yeah? Yeah. The next few weeks were bliss. They spent every free moment together. Picnics in the park, movie marathons, late-night phone calls that lasted for hours. One Saturday, they went to a fair. Amara won a stuffed bear at a ring toss game. Ethan bought her cotton candy. They rode the Ferris wheel and kissed at the top. This is the happiest I've been in years, Ethan said. Amara leaned against his shoulder. Me too. Everything felt easy, natural, right. But in the back of her mind, Marissa's warning echoed. Guys like him don't stay simple forever. Amara pushed the thought away. She deserved happiness, and Ethan deserved a chance. Then everything changed. Ethan's father insisted he attend a charity gala. Ethan didn't want to go, but he had no choice. Come with me, he asked Amara. Please. I don't want to do this alone. Amara hesitated. I don't have anything fancy to wear. You could wear a garbage bag and still be the most beautiful woman there. She rolled her eyes. You're ridiculous. Is that a yes? Fine, yes. The gala was overwhelming. Crystal chandeliers, designer gowns, people who looked like they stepped out of magazines. Amara wore a simple black dress. She felt out of place, but Ethan held her hand the entire time. You okay? He whispered. I'm fine. You're lying. She smiled. Maybe a little. They made their way through the crowd. Ethan introduced her to people she'd never remember. Everyone smiled politely. Some stared. Amara knew what they were thinking. Who is she? Why is she here? Then she saw her. A woman in a stunning red dress. Blonde hair. Perfect makeup. She glided across the room like she owned it. She locked eyes with Ethan. Her smile turned predatory. Clara, Ethan muttered. Amara's stomach dropped. That's Clara? Yeah. Clara walked straight toward them. Amara wanted to run, but Ethan's hand tightened around hers. Ethan, Clara said, her voice smooth as silk. It's been too long. Clara, aren't you going to introduce me to your friend? The pause before friend was deliberate, cruel. This is Amara, Ethan said firmly. My girlfriend. Clara's smile didn't waver. How lovely. I'm Clara, Ethan's ex-fiancée. Amara forced a smile. Nice to meet you. Likewise. Clara's eyes scanned Amara from head to toe. That's a cute dress. Very simple. Amara's jaw clenched. Clara, we need to go, Ethan said. Oh, don't rush off. I'd love to catch up. We have so much history, don't we, darling? We have nothing, Ethan said coldly. Clara laughed. It was a light, tinkling sound. Still angry after all this time? That's not healthy. Goodbye, Clara. Ethan pulled Amara away, but Clara's voice followed them. See you around, Ethan. I'm sure we'll run into each other again. For the rest of the night, Amara felt sick. She watched Clara from across the room, watched how people flocked to her, how she laughed and charmed everyone. "Don't let her get to you," Ethan said. "I'm not." "You are, I can see it. She's beautiful. So are you." "She fits in here. I don't." Ethan turned her to face him. "I don't care about fitting in. I care about you." But doubt had already taken root. Later, Amara went to the restroom. She needed a moment to breathe, to think. When she came out, she saw them, Ethan and Clara, standing close. Clara's hand on his arm. She was laughing, leaning in. Then Clara wrapped her arms around Ethan, hugged him tight. Amara's heart shattered. She didn't wait to see more. She turned and walked away, fast, faster. "Amara!" She heard Ethan calling, but she didn't stop. She pushed through the crowd, out the doors, into the cool night air. A taxi pulled up. She jumped inside. "Wait, Amara!" She saw Ethan running toward the taxi, but she told the driver to go. As they pulled away, she saw his face, confused, desperate, but all she could see was Clara's arms around him. All she could feel was betrayal. Amara cried the entire way home. She felt stupid, naive. She'd let her guard down. And this was what happened. Her phone buzzed. Ethan. She ignored it. It buzzed again, and again. Finally, she turned it off. She stumbled into her apartment. Marissa was there watching TV. "Hey, you're home early." Marissa stopped. "What happened?" "You were right," Amara whispered. "You were right about everything." She collapsed onto the couch. Marissa held her as she sobbed. "He's just like the rest of them," Amara cried. "I should have known. I should have listened to you." "What did he do?" "His ex was there. They were hugging. She had her hands all over him." "Did you ask him what happened?" "I didn't need to. I saw it with my own eyes." Marissa stroked her hair. "Oh, honey, I was so stupid. I actually thought he was different." "You're not stupid. You're brave. You took a risk. And look where it got me." They sat in silence. The TV played quietly in the background. Then Marissa's phone buzzed. She looked at it, frowned. "What?" Amara asked. "It's my friend, the one who works with Ethan." "I don't care." "Amara, listen. She says Clara showed up uninvited. She orchestrated that whole thing. She grabbed Ethan. He pushed her away right after you left." Amara's breath caught. "What? She set you up. She wanted you to see that." No, I saw..." "You saw what she wanted you to see." Amara's mind spun. Could that be true? Had she been wrong? "I need to be alone," she whispered. "Amara, please, Marissa, just give me space." Marissa hugged her one more time, then she left. Amara sat in the dark apartment. Her heart ached. Her mind raced. Had she just made the biggest mistake of her life? Ethan sat in his apartment. The lights were off. The city glowed through the window, but he didn't see it. He stared at his phone. 17 missed calls, 23 text messages, all to Amara, all unanswered. His chest felt hollow. He'd replayed the moment 100 times. Clara appearing out of nowhere, her fake smile, her arms wrapping around him before he could step back, and Amara's face. The hurt, the betrayal. He'd pushed Clara away immediately, but it was too late. Amara was already gone. "Damn it," he muttered. He tried calling again, straight to voicemail. "Amara, please, just let me explain. Clara set that up. I didn't hug her. She grabbed me. I pushed her away the second I could." His voice cracked. "Please, just call me back." He ended the call, threw his phone on the couch. This was exactly what he'd been afraid of. Someone from his old life destroying the one good thing he'd found. He stood and paced. His mind raced. How could he fix this? How could he make her understand? The truth hit him hard. He couldn't, not unless she wanted to listen. And right now, she didn't. Amara didn't sleep. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Her phone sat on the nightstand, still turned off. Marissa's words kept playing in her head. "She set you up. She wanted you to see that. But what if Marissa was wrong? What if Ethan really had betrayed her? No, she'd seen the look on his face when he chased her. That wasn't guilt, that was panic, desperation. She groaned and covered her face with her hands. Why did love have to be so hard? The sun rose slowly. Light filtered through her curtains. Amara finally got up. She looked terrible. Red eyes, messy hair, exhausted. She turned on her phone. It exploded with notifications. 32 missed calls, 41 text messages. Most were from Ethan, some from Marissa, one from an unknown number. She opened the unknown number first. "Unknown. This is Clara. We need to talk. Meet me at Café Moreau at noon." Come alone. Amara's blood went cold. Why would Clara want to talk to her? She showed the message to Marissa. Don't go, Marissa said immediately. It's a trap. What if it's not? Amara, this woman set you up last night. Why would you trust her? I don't trust her, but maybe I need to hear what she has to say. This is a bad idea. Probably. Amara grabbed her jacket. But I'm doing it anyway. Café Moreau was elegant and expensive. Amara felt underdressed in her jeans and sweater. Clara sat at a corner table. She wore a cream-colored dress and designer sunglasses. She looked perfect. Amara walked over. You wanted to talk? Clara smiled. Sit. Please. Amara sat. She kept her hands in her lap, fighting the urge to fidget. Thank you for coming, Clara said. I wasn't sure you would. Get to the point. Direct. I like that. Clara sipped her coffee. I wanted to apologize for last night. Things got messy. You grabbed him. You made sure I saw. Clara's smile widened. You're smarter than I thought. Why did you do it? Because Ethan belongs with me. He always has. Clara leaned forward. We have history. We understand each other. You're just a distraction. Amara's jaw clenched. He doesn't want you. Are you sure about that? Because from where I'm sitting, you ran away. You didn't even give him a chance to explain. That tells me you don't trust him. And relationships without trust. Clara laughed. They don't last. You don't know anything about us. I know Ethan. I know his world, his family, his expectations. Clara's eyes hardened. You'll never fit in. You'll always be the outsider, the girl who doesn't belong. Each word was a knife. Amara felt them cut deep, but then she remembered something. Ethan's words. I don't care about fitting in. I care about you. You're wrong, Amara said quietly. Am I? Yeah, because Ethan doesn't want your world. He wants something real, and that's not you. Clara's smile faltered. Amara stood. Stay away from him. Stay away from us. She walked out before Clara could respond. Outside, Amara's hands shook. Adrenaline coursed through her veins. She'd done it. She'd stood up to Clara, but now what? Her phone buzzed. Marissa. Marissa. How did it go? Amara. I told her to stay away. Marissa. Good. Now call Ethan. Fix this. Amara stared at her phone. Could she fix it? Did she even deserve to after running away? Before she could decide, her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. Hello? Is this Amara Lewis? A woman's voice. Professional. Yes. This is Jennifer from Whitmore Industries. Whitmore asked me to deliver a message. Amara's heart raced. What message? He'd like to see you tonight at his home if you're willing. His home? Yes. He said it's important. He'll send a car at 7 if you agree. Amara's mind spun. Okay, yes. Wonderful. The car will arrive at your address at 7 sharp. The call ended. Marissa helped her get ready. What do I wear? Amara asked, staring at her closet. Something that says, I'm here to talk, but I'm still mad at you. That's not helpful. Okay, how about this? Marissa pulled out a soft green dress, simple but pretty. Amara put it on. Marissa did her makeup. Light, natural. You look beautiful, Marissa said. I look nervous. Same thing. At exactly 7, a black car pulled up. Amara took a deep breath. Marissa squeezed her hand. You've got this. What if I mess it up again? Then you mess it up. But at least you tried. Amara hugged her cousin. Then she walked outside. The drive took 30 minutes. They left the city and entered a wealthy neighborhood. Huge houses, manicured lawns, gates and security. The car pulled up to a massive estate. Amara's breath caught. This was where Ethan grew up? The driver opened her door. Mr. Whitmore is waiting inside. Amara walked to the front door. It opened before she could knock. Ethan stood there. He wore jeans and a simple grey shirt. His hair was messy. His eyes were tired. But when he saw her, relief flooded his face. You came, he said softly. You asked me to. I wasn't sure you would. They stood there, staring at each other. Can I come in? Amara asked. Of course. Yes. Sorry. He stepped aside. The house was beautiful. High ceilings, elegant furniture, but it felt cold, empty. Is your family here? Amara asked. No, it's just us. I asked them to leave. He led her to a sitting room. A fire crackled in the fireplace. 2 chairs faced each other. Sit. Please, Ethan said. Amara sat. Her heart pounded. Ethan sat across from her. He leaned forward, elbows on his knees. Thank you for coming. I know you didn't have to. I needed to hear what you have to say. Okay. He took a breath. Last night, Clara grabbed me. I didn't hug her back. I pushed her away the second I realized what she was doing, but you were already gone. I saw her arms around you. I know. She planned it that way. She wanted you to see that. She wanted to drive us apart. Amara's throat tightened. Why didn't you chase me harder? I tried, but you got in a taxi and left, and you wouldn't answer my calls. I was hurt. I know, and I'm sorry. I should have seen Clara coming. I should have protected us better. You can't control everything, Ethan. But I should have controlled that. They sat in silence. The fire crackled. Finally, Amara said, I met with Clara today. Ethan's head snapped up. What? She texted me, asked me to meet her. So I did. Amara, she told me I don't belong in your world, that I'll always be an outsider. Ethan's jaw clenched. She had no right. She was wrong, Amara interrupted. I told her to stay away from us, from you. Ethan stared at her. You did? Yeah? Why? Because I realized something. I was so focused on protecting myself that I forgot to fight for us. For you. Amara's voice cracked. I'm scared, Ethan. I'm terrified of getting hurt. But I'm more terrified of losing you. Ethan moved to kneel in front of her. He took her hands. You won't lose me, I promise. How can you promise that? Because I love you. The words hung in the air. Amara's breath caught. What? I love you, Amara. I've loved you since that first night in the cafe, since you laughed at my terrible jokes and called me out for hiding who I was. His eyes were wet. You see me, the real me, not my money, not my name, just me. Tears streamed down Amara's face. I love you too. Yeah? Yeah? He kissed her, soft, gentle, full of promise. When they pulled apart, Amara rested her forehead against his. I'm sorry I ran. I'm sorry I didn't chase harder. We're kind of a mess, aren't we? Ethan laughed. Yeah, but we're our mess. They talked for hours, about their fears, their hopes, their dreams. Ethan told her about the pressure from his father, how Charles Whitmore wanted him to marry someone from their world, someone like Clara. But I don't want that life, Ethan said. I want a life with you, however that looks. Your father won't approve. I don't care. Yes, you do, and that's okay. He's your father. Ethan shook his head. You're more important. Amara cupped his face. We'll figure it out together. Together, he repeated. As the night grew late, Ethan walked her to the door. I don't want you to leave, he admitted. I have to, but I'll see you tomorrow. Promise? Promise. He kissed her one more time. Long, deep, full of everything they couldn't say. I love you, he whispered against her lips. I love you too. The next morning, Amara woke to a text. Ethan, I have a surprise for you. Can you be ready by 4? Amara, what kind of surprise? Ethan, the good kind. Trust me. She smiled. Amara, I trust you. Marissa helped her get ready again. Where's he taking you? I don't know. He said it's a surprise. Please tell me it's not another jet. Amara laughed. I hope not. At 4, Ethan picked her up. He drove this time. No driver, no fancy car, just his regular sedan. Where are we going? Amara asked. You'll see. They drove to the airport. Amara's stomach flipped. Ethan, trust me. They parked. He took her hand. They walked to the private section. The jet sat on the tarmac, gleaming in the afternoon sun. I know what you're thinking, Ethan said. But this is different. How? Because I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not hiding anything. I just want to take you somewhere beautiful. Amara looked at the jet, then at him. Where? It's a surprise, but I promise it's worth it. She thought about the first time. How scared she'd been. How overwhelmed. But this time was different. She knew who he was. She knew what this meant, and she loved him anyway. Okay, she said. His face lit up. Yeah? Yeah. Let's go. They boarded the jet. This time, Amara didn't feel out of place. She sat down, buckled her seatbelt, smiled at Ethan. You okay? He asked. I'm perfect. The jet took off. Amara watched the ground disappear below them. The world spread out like a map. Ethan held her hand. Thank you for giving me another chance. Thank you for being patient with me. Always. They flew for an hour. Amara didn't ask where they were going. She just enjoyed the moment, the peace, the feeling of being completely safe. When they landed, the sun was setting. Orange and pink streaked across the sky. Ethan led her off the jet. They stood on the tarmac, watching the sunset. It's beautiful, Amara whispered. It is, but not as beautiful as you. She laughed. That's so cheesy. I know, but it's true. He turned to face her. His expression was serious. Amara, I brought you here because this is where I feel most free, up in the air, away from everything, and I wanted to share that with you. Why? Because you make me feel free too. You make me feel like I can be myself. No masks, no pretending. Just Ethan. Amara's eyes filled with tears. You are free. With me. Always. He pulled her close. I want this. I want us. I don't care what my father says. I don't care what anyone says. I choose you. I choose you too. They stood there, wrapped in each other's arms as the sun sank below the horizon. And for the first time in months, everything felt right. They flew back that night, but it was different, peaceful, full of promise. When they landed, Ethan walked Amara to her apartment. Stay the night, she said. You sure? I'm sure. They lay in bed talking until they couldn't keep their eyes open. Ethan held her close. Amara felt his heartbeat against her back. I love you, he murmured. I love you too. She fell asleep feeling safe, happy, complete. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. Ethan's father, Clara, the judgment of his world. But tonight, they had each other, and that was enough. The next morning, Amara woke to Ethan making breakfast, badly. For what are you doing? She asked, laughing at the mess in her kitchen. Trying to make pancakes, keyword trying. Let me help. Together they made a decent breakfast. They ate on the couch, feet tangled together, laughing at nothing. I could get used to this, Ethan said. Me too. Her phone buzzed. Marissa. Marissa. So? Did you two make up? Amara. Yes. Marissa. Details. Amara. Later, I promise. Ethan's phone rang. He frowned at the screen. It's my father. Answer it. I don't want to. Ethan, answer it. He sighed and picked up. Hello? Yes, I know. No, I'm not coming home right now. Because I'm with Amara. Dad, I don't care. This is my choice. Fine. We'll talk later. He hung up. His jaw was tight. He wants to meet you, Ethan said. Amara's stomach dropped. When? This weekend. Dinner at the house. Is that a good idea? Probably not, but it has to happen eventually. Amara took his hand. Then let's do it. Together. You sure? I'm sure. He kissed her forehead. You're braver than you think. I'm terrified. Me too, but we'll get through it. They spent the rest of the day together, walking, talking, dreaming about the future. And when the sun set, Amara realized something. She wasn't afraid anymore. She loved Ethan, and he loved her. Whatever came next, they'd face it together. The week passed quickly, too quickly. Amara threw herself into work, designing a new logo for a small non-profit. But her mind kept drifting to Saturday, to dinner with Charles Whitmore. Ethan had warned her. My father can be difficult. He has strong opinions about who I should be with, and I'm not it. He doesn't know you yet. Will that matter? Ethan had kissed her temple. It matters to me, that's enough. But was it? On Friday night, Marissa came over with wine and pizza. You need to relax, Marissa said, pouring them each a glass. You're going to give yourself an ulcer. I can't help it. What if he hates me? Then he's an idiot. Marissa. What? It's true. Marissa took a sip of wine. Look, you're smart, beautiful, independent. If Charles Whitmore can't see that, it's his loss. But it's not just about me. It's about Ethan. I don't want to come between him and his father. You're not coming between them, his father is. Amara sighed. I just want this to go well. It will. And if it doesn't, you and Ethan will figure it out, together. Saturday arrived with grey skies and cold wind. Amara changed outfits 3 times before settling on a simple black dress. Classic. Elegant. Not too flashy. Ethan picked her up at 6. He looked handsome in a dark suit, but his smile was strained. You okay? Amara asked. I should be asking you that. We're both nervous wrecks. He laughed. Yeah. They drove in comfortable silence. Ethan held her hand the entire way. His thumb traced circles on her skin. A small gesture. But it calmed her racing heart. When they pulled up to the estate, Amara's nerves spiked again. The house looked even bigger than she remembered. Intimidating. We don't have to do this, Ethan said suddenly. Yes, we do. We could turn around, go get burgers. Amara smiled. As tempting as that sounds, no, let's get this over with. They walked to the door. It opened immediately. A butler nodded politely. Mr. Whitmore, Miss Lewis, please come in. The inside was just as cold and elegant as before, but this time there was someone waiting. Charles Whitmore stood in the foyer. He was tall, distinguished, silver hair, sharp eyes that assessed Amara immediately. Father, Ethan said, this is Amara Lewis. Amara, my father, Charles Whitmore. Charles extended his hand. Miss Lewis, Welcome. His grip was firm. His smile didn't reach his eyes. Thank you for having me, Amara said. Of course, please follow me to the dining room. Dinner was torture. The table was massive, too big for 3 people. Candles flickered, crystal glasses sparkled. Everything was perfect, staged. Charles sat at the head of the table. Ethan and Amara sat across from each other. A strategic choice, Amara realized. It made private conversation impossible. The first course arrived. Soup. Amara wasn't even sure what kind. So, Miss Lewis, Charles said, Ethan tells me you're a graphic designer. Yes, sir, I freelance. Freelance? How? Entrepreneurial. His tone suggested it was anything but complimentary. And where did you study? State University. I had a scholarship. I see. And your family? What do they do? Amara felt the trap. He wanted to know if she came from money. My mother worked 2 jobs to raise me and my cousin. She's a school administrator now. How admirable. Hard work is valuable. But the way he said it meant, you're not valuable. Ethan's jaw clenched. Father, I'm simply getting to know Miss Lewis, son. Surely that's appropriate. The second course arrived. Fish. Amara had lost her appetite. Tell me, Miss Lewis, Charles continued. What are your intentions with my son? Amara blinked. My intentions? Yes. Ethan is the heir to a significant fortune. Many women have pursued him for the wrong reasons. I'm not pursuing him for his money. That's what they all say. Father, that's enough, Ethan said sharply. I'm protecting you. I don't need protection. You needed it with Clara, didn't you? And look how that turned out. Amara set down her fork. I'm not Clara. Charles turned his cold gaze on her. How can I be sure of that? You can't. Just like I can't be sure you'll ever accept me. But I love your son, and I'm not going anywhere. Silence fell over the table. Charles studied her. His expression was unreadable. Finally, he said, Love is fleeting, Miss Lewis. Money and status endure. Maybe in your world, but not in mine. Ethan stood abruptly. We're leaving. Sit down, Ethan. No, I'm done with this. He looked at Amara. Come on. Amara stood. Her heart pounded, but she kept her head high. As they walked to the door, Charles called out, If you walk out that door, don't expect my support. Ethan paused, turned. I never did. They didn't speak until they were in the car. Ethan gripped the steering wheel. His knuckles were white. I'm sorry, he said finally. I'm so sorry. That's not your fault. He was cruel, intentionally cruel. I've faced worse. Ethan looked at her. You shouldn't have to face that. Not from my family. But that's reality, Ethan. Your father doesn't approve of me. Maybe he never will. Then he's a fool. Amara touched his face. I don't need his approval. I just need yours. You have it. You've always had it. He kissed her, hard, desperate, like he was afraid she'd disappear. When they pulled apart, Amara said, Take me home. To your apartment. No, to your place. I want to be with you tonight. Ethan's apartment was modern and sleek, floor-to-ceiling windows, minimalist furniture, the opposite of his family home. They sat on the couch. Ethan poured them each a whiskey. I meant what I said, Ethan told her. I don't need my father's support. I have my own money, my own life. But he's your father. You'll regret cutting him out. Not if it means keeping you. Amara's chest tightened. I don't want to be the reason you lose your family. You're not. He is. He's the one making impossible demands. Maybe he just needs time. Or maybe he needs to accept that I'm an adult who can make my own choices. Ethan set down his glass. I choose you, Amara, every time, no matter what. Even if it costs you everything. You are everything. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I love you. I love you too. They held each other as the city lights twinkled outside. And despite everything, Amara felt hope. Sunday morning, Ethan's phone rang early. He groaned and reached for it. Hello? What? Are you serious? Okay, I'll handle it. He hung up and sat up. That was security at my family's estate. Clara showed up demanding to see me. Amara's stomach dropped. What does she want? I don't know, but I need to deal with this. Once and for all. I'll come with you. You don't have to. Yes, I do. We're in this together, remember? Ethan smiled. Together. They arrived at the estate an hour later. Clara's car was parked out front. Security stood by the door, looking uncomfortable. She insisted on waiting inside, one guard said. Mr. Charles Whitmore permitted it. Ethan's jaw clenched. Of course he did. They walked inside. Clara sat in the living room, perfectly composed. She wore a white dress. Her hair was flawless. When she saw Amara, her smile turned icy. Ethan, Clara purred, I'm so glad you came. We need to talk. We have nothing to talk about. Oh, but we do. Clara stood. I've been thinking about us, about what we had, and I realize now that I made a mistake. I want you back. No. Ethan, please, be reasonable. We belong together. We're from the same world, the same background. She, Clara gestured dismissively at Amara, will never understand you the way I do. You never understood me at all. That's not true. I loved you. You loved my money. There's a difference. Clara's mask slipped. Her eyes flashed with anger. Fine, you want the truth? I did love your money, but I also loved the idea of us, the power couple, the perfect life. We could have had everything. I don't want everything, I just want what's real. And you think she's real? Clara laughed. She's playing you just like I did. She's just better at hiding it. Amara stepped forward. I'm not playing anyone. Please. You expect me to believe you fell for Ethan without knowing about his money? I fell for him because he's kind, genuine, vulnerable, things you clearly know nothing about. Clara's face twisted. You self-righteous— Enough, Ethan said. His voice was cold, final. Clara, listen to me carefully. I don't love you. I never truly loved you. I loved the person I thought you were, but that person doesn't exist. Ethan, I love Amara. She's the first person who's ever seen me, really seen me. And I'm not giving that up, not for you, not for my father, not for anyone. Clara's composure cracked. Tears filled her eyes. You'll regret this. No, I won't. She'll break your heart, just like I did. The only person who broke my heart was you, and I'm done letting you control my life. Ethan took Amara's hand. We're leaving. And Clara, don't contact me again. Ever. They walked toward the door. You're making a mistake, Clara shouted. Ethan didn't look back. The only mistake I made was letting you into my life in the first place. In the car, Amara let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. That was intense, she said. I should have done that months ago. You did it when you were ready. Ethan squeezed her hand. I feel lighter, like I finally cut away the dead weight. Good. They drove in silence for a moment. Then Ethan pulled over. What are you doing? Amara asked. I need to ask you something. Her heart raced. Okay. Ethan turned to face her. I know we've only been together a few months. I know my life is complicated. My family is difficult. And I know I've made mistakes. Ethan, but I've never been more sure of anything in my life. You're it for me, Amara. You're the person I want to wake up next to. The person I want to build a life with. Tears filled her eyes. I feel the same way. Then let's do it. Let's stop being afraid. Let's choose each other. Fully. Completely. What are you saying? I'm saying I want a future with you. I don't have a ring. I'm not proposing, not yet. But I'm asking you to commit to this. To us. To building something real together. Amara's heart soared. Yes. Yes, I commit. I'm all in. He kissed her. Deep, long, full of promise. When they pulled apart, both were crying and laughing at the same time. I love you so much, Ethan whispered. I love you too. 1 week later, Ethan called Amara. Can you be ready in an hour? For what? A surprise. Ethan, trust me? She smiled. Always. An hour later, they were driving to the airport. Amara's heart fluttered. Are we flying somewhere? Maybe. They parked and walked to the private section. The jet waited on the tarmac. But this time Amara didn't hesitate. She walked toward it with confidence. Ethan watched her. No fear. No fear. What changed? I did. I decided to stop being afraid of happiness. To stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. She took his hand. I trust you. I trust us. They boarded the jet together. This time everything felt different. Right. Meant to be. As they took off, Amara looked out the window. The world spread below them. Vast. Beautiful. Full of possibility. Where are we going? She asked. Does it matter? She thought about it. No, it doesn't. Good answer. Ethan pulled her close. We're going to the coast. There's a little beach house I want to show you. I've been thinking about buying it. A beach house? Yeah, somewhere simple. Away from everything, a place where we can just be us. Amara's heart swelled. That sounds perfect. They flew in comfortable silence. Ethan's arm around her, her head on his shoulder. The steady hum of the engines lulled them into peace. You know what? Ethan said suddenly. What? I used to think this jet represented everything wrong with my life. The excess, the isolation, the way it set me apart from normal people. And now I think it represents freedom, the ability to go anywhere, to create our own life, together. Amara smiled. I like that better. Me too. They landed as the sun set over the ocean. The beach house was small and charming, weathered wood, large windows, the sound of waves crashing nearby. "It's beautiful," Amara breathed. "Want to see inside?" They explored the house together. It was simple but cozy. A large living room with a fireplace, a kitchen with sea-green tiles, a bedroom with windows facing the ocean. "I can see us here," Amara said softly. "Yeah? Yeah. Waking up to the sunrise, walking on the beach, just living." Ethan wrapped his arms around her from behind. "Then let's make it happen. Let's buy it. Make it ours." "Really? Really?" They stood there, watching the sun sink into the ocean. The sky turned orange, then pink, then deep purple. "Thank you," Amara whispered. "For what? For not giving up on us, for fighting for this. I'd fight for you forever." She turned in his arms. "I never thought I'd find this kind of love, this kind of partnership. Neither did I. I was so scared at first, scared of being hurt, scared of not being enough. You're more than enough. You're everything." Amara kissed him, slow, sweet, full of everything she felt but couldn't say. When they pulled apart, Ethan rested his forehead against hers. "Every risk was worth it. Every moment of fear, every obstacle. It was all worth it to find you. We found each other. We did." They stood on the deck as stars began to appear. The ocean whispered its ancient song, and Amara realized something profound. She'd spent so long protecting herself, building walls, keeping people at arm's length, all because she was afraid of being hurt. But love required risk. It required vulnerability. It required choosing to trust even when trust felt impossible, and she'd done it. She'd taken the leap, and she'd found something real. The next morning they walked along the beach. The sand was cold beneath their feet. The ocean stretched endlessly before them. "I got a call from my father last night," Ethan said. Amara's stomach tightened. "What did he want?" "To apologize. Sort of. He said he was wrong to judge you so harshly, that he can see how happy you make me." "That's good." "It's a start. He invited us to dinner next month, said he wants to try again. How do you feel about that?" Ethan thought for a moment. Hopeful, but cautious. "I'm not going to let him hurt you again. We'll go together. As a team. Always as a team." They walked in comfortable silence. Seagulls cried overhead. The waves rolled in and out. "Marissa texted me this morning," Amara said. "She wants to meet you officially, like a full interrogation dinner." Ethan laughed. "I'm terrified." "You should be. She's protective." "Good. You deserve people who protect you. You protect me, and I always will." They stopped walking. Ethan pulled her close. "I know I said I wasn't proposing, but I meant what I said that day in the car. I want to build a life with you. I want to wake up next to you every morning. I want to fight with you and make up with you and grow old with you." Tears streamed down Amara's face. "I want that too. Then we'll make it happen. One day at a time, one decision at a time. Together, together." 3 months later, they closed on the beach house. Amara moved in first, bringing her few possessions. Ethan followed a week later with boxes of books and art. They spent weekends there, slowly making it theirs. They painted the living room a soft blue, hung photographs on the walls, filled the kitchen with mismatched dishes they'd found at thrift stores. It was perfect, simple, real. Marissa visited often, usually with wine and gossip. She and Ethan had bonded over their shared love of terrible reality TV. "I still can't believe my cousin is dating a billionaire," Marissa said one evening, sprawled on their couch. "He's not a billionaire," Amara corrected. "Multi-millionaire, whatever, close enough." Ethan laughed. "For the record, I still cook terrible pancakes and burn toast regularly. The money doesn't change that." "True. You're still a disaster in the kitchen," Amara teased. "But you love me anyway." "I do." They shared a look, warm, full of understanding. Marissa pretended to gag. "You two are sickeningly cute." "Thank you," they said in unison. Charles Whitmore came around slowly. The first dinner was awkward. The second was slightly better. By the third, he actually asked Amara about her work. "I saw the logo you designed for that children's hospital," he said. "It's quite good." It wasn't a glowing compliment, but it was something. "Thank you," Amara said. "Ethan tells me you're thinking of expanding, taking on bigger clients. Maybe, if the right opportunity comes along. I might have some connections, if you're interested." Amara glanced at Ethan. He nodded slightly. "I'd appreciate that," she said. Charles smiled. It was small, but genuine. Progress. 1 year after their first date, Ethan took Amara back to the cafe where they'd first met. They sat at the same corner table, ordered the same coffee and pastries. "This feels like a lifetime ago," Amara said. It kind of was. "We're different people now. Better people. Definitely better." Ethan reached across the table and took her hand. "I have something to ask you." Amara's heart raced. "Okay. Do you remember that first night? When I asked if you trusted me?" "Yes. And you said you didn't know me yet." "I remember. Do you know me now?" Amara smiled. "Better than anyone. And do you trust me? With everything?" Ethan pulled out a small box. He opened it. Inside was a ring. Simple. Elegant. Perfect. "Then will you marry me? Will you build this life with me? Officially. Completely. Forever?" Tears streamed down Amara's face. "Yes, yes, of course, yes." He slipped the ring on her finger. It fit perfectly. They kissed across the table, laughing and crying at the same time. The other customers applauded, and Amara realized something. The scared woman who'd walked into this cafe a year ago was gone. In her place was someone stronger, braver, someone who'd learned that love wasn't about protecting yourself. It was about opening yourself up, risking everything, choosing vulnerability over fear. And she'd found someone worth risking everything for. 6 months later, they got married on the beach by their house. It was small, intimate, just close friends and family. Marissa was the maid of honor. She cried through the entire ceremony. Charles Whitmore attended. He even smiled during the vows. Clara didn't come. They'd heard she moved to Europe, started a new life. They wished her well from a distance. As Amara walked down the makeshift aisle, her eyes locked on Ethan. He stood at the altar, tears streaming down his face. When she reached him, he whispered, "You're beautiful. So are you." They said their vows, promised to love each other through everything, the good, the bad, the impossible. And when the officiant said, "You may kiss," Ethan pulled her close and kissed her like it was the first time and the last time all at once. Everyone cheered. The ocean roared its approval. And as the sun set over the water, painting the sky in impossible colors, Amara thought about how far they'd come, from a blind date to a private jet, from secrets and fear to openness and trust, from two broken people to one complete partnership. She'd taken a risk that first night, stepped onto a plane with a stranger, let herself be vulnerable, and it had led her here, to this moment, this man, this life. Ethan pulled her onto the dance floor. They swayed to soft music, the sand cool beneath their feet. "What are you thinking?" he asked. "That I'm happy, really, truly happy. Me too. And that I'd do it all again. Every scary moment, every doubt, every risk. I'd do it all again if it led me to you." "We found each other," Ethan said. "Against all odds. Through all the obstacles, we found each other, and we chose each other. Every day for the rest of our lives." They danced as the stars came out, as their loved ones laughed and celebrated around them, as the ocean sang its eternal song. And Amara knew, deep in her soul, that this was just the beginning. They'd built something real, something lasting, something worth fighting for. Love had demanded everything from them: vulnerability, trust, courage, and they'd given it willingly. Because some things were worth the risk, some people were worth opening your heart for, and some love stories, against all odds, got their happy ending. This was theirs, and it was perfect. The end.